Alright, so we're back out in my kitchen, whatever area this is, with tons of echo. My kitchen slash dining room slash nothing in it room. Because I wanted to talk about collecting art and how easy it is. Behind me is my favorite object in the entire world, and I don't like objects. I don't own a lot of stuff. I get anxious when I have to buy an extra pair of socks, or I have too many sponges, so I'm not big on owning things and spending money. But this clock behind me is my favorite thing in the whole world, and I take it wherever I go. You'll see it in videos or in background pictures. This is a clock by an artist named Craig Grab, and I've collected, I have 4 of his clocks. He was an artist in Rehoboth, Massachusetts. And when I first saw his work, it was in an art gallery in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was one I was going into and trying to work my way into being an artist in. I wanted to be in the stable, be anywhere in the gallery. Well, it didn't work out. The owner was kind of overwhelmed and had a ton of artwork as it was, and just was about stuff. So, but I kept going in anyway and going to shows and looking at things. And I kept looking at these magnificent clocks. And I just decided one day I had to have one. I was deeply compelled to have one. And I was walking the streets of New Bedford one day and ran into this woman who said, you know, I just bought my first piece of artwork. And I knew she didn't have any money. Like, she was living like me, skin of your teeth kind of thing. And I said, how did you do it? And she said, it cost her a couple $1,000s, I think. It was not something I could even fathom of buying, or, you know, I could ever fathom of purchasing. But she said she went in, talked to the owner, put 25% down, and then paid X amount off every month. And I went, they do that? I'm an artist, and I didn't even know they do that. This was a long time ago now, or not a long time ago, but it was a while ago. So, you know, that gave me the courage. It took me a bit, but that gave me the courage to go in and talk to him and ask him about it, because I loved Craig's work. He used found objects from his past, worked them into all kinds of little clocks. And so one day I went in, I bought a clock at Pier 1. It was off-white, it was really horrible, cream with black lettering on it. Antique de Paris was written over the top. And I brought it in and I said, would Craig be willing to rework this for me? I've done commissions for people and I didn't even think in this direction. But Seth got a hold of Craig. Craig said, I would love to do this commission for Becky, or Beck. Like, I work in that world, and yet I didn't think anybody else did. Why, I don't know, because my head. So Craig made this for me. He took apart the other. He was so excited, and he was messaging me and calling me and saying, I'm a big fan of your work. I watch you online. I love your stuff. And I'm like, really? Really? He was just extraordinary and kind. Anyway, he took apart the original Pier 1 clock, made new hands, took the numbers off, sanded them all down, sanded this down, gave it layers and layers of color and varnish and stains. He cut the 6 out here, put in a paint can pendulum. That's a paint can top, a layered paint can top. That he just remade my clock into something magical and beautiful. And this was my first purchase with a gallery. And after that, I had to have more Craig. Like I said, I have 4 clocks total. I kind of broke 2 of them in a couple of moves, but I'm very glad to have this one still intact. This was one of the last ones he made, and it's mine. I looked at it in the window, and just fell in love with it. I've never put the batteries in it to turn it on, but I just love it. God knows why I haven't put batteries in it, because I do love it. It has landed on the floor a couple of times, but luckily it's not destroyed like 2 other clocks of his. And it's funny because I called Craig, or I emailed Craig one day and I said, look, I'm deeply embarrassed because I did something disrespectful. I broke 2 of your clocks in a couple of moves and I'm so sorry. It was not meant. It's nothing against you. I wasn't trying to be careless. He wrote me back. He's like, don't be silly. I'll fix them. Come to my studio. Well, I waited about 2 weeks. I don't know why. He only lived about 20 minutes away from me. But I waited about 2 weeks and got a hold of, emailed him and said, Craig, can I come over? Craig, can I come over? I emailed him several times. His wife wrote me back and said, Beck, I'm sorry to tell you, Craig passed away. I mention this because a lot of people write me and ask, or say, I'd like to buy a piece of work. One day when I'm rich. One day when I'm rich, I'll buy one of your pieces. And I don't care if it's me or who it is, what artist it is that you're interested in. If you're interested in that artist, I strongly suggest that you ask. Get a hold of the artist. Get a hold of the artist's galleries, because you don't know when that day is no longer going to be there, when that opportunity is going to evaporate. My work is with several different people who are they're fantastic. And I tell people all the time, contact Blue Egg Interiors in Miami, either through Facebook, Instagram, or call Jay. His name is Jay Louise. Very kind, very decent man. We've worked together for, I think, 4 years now. He's pretty fantastic. Mark and Andrew at Chasen Galleries, C-H-A-S-E-N. Chasen Galleries in Sarasota. They have a second location in Richmond, Virginia. There's Todd Lattimore at Found, which is more of a home interior shop, but Todd Lattimore at Found in Providence, Rhode Island, my favorite city. Well, New York, but Providence, Rhode Island. And then there's also Raphael Coelho, C-U-E-L-L-O. You can find Raphael on Instagram or through Art Front Galleries in Newark, New Jersey. They're all available on Facebook, all on Instagram and other places. But Blue Egg, B-L-U-E-G-G, Interiors Gallery, Chasen Galleries, Found, and Art Front. Those are 4 different, I can count, 4 different people you can call. They'll give you pricing. They'll talk to you about pricing. They'll talk to you about payment plans. And again, it doesn't matter if it's me or another artist. If you feel strongly about someone, ask. Just ask. Because you don't know when that opportunity is going to evaporate. When it's just not going to be there anymore. All right, I got to get ready for work now. I'm running so far behind. Thank you, Craig, for letting me know that I'm once again running behind schedule. Anyway, ciao.